I am turning it over now to Marty Kitson to talk very specifically about the Great Lakes Monitoring.org tool.
Hi, folks. We'll switch over here to our next screen. So the Great Lakes Monitoring tool was put together by our friends over in Illinois, Indiana Sea Grant. And this site I'm really excited about because it provides easy access to data from several websites. So it sort of serves as a meta site for gathering data from the EPA or the USGS or a whole host of other sources. So it's doing well at being a one-stop shop for gathering, extracting data. Some of the features are that you can explore trends across the basin. Cindy used an example of this in her visualization of phosphorus in the Great Lakes, where you had the different colored triangles that came right off of the Great Lakes Monitoring website. And it allows you to compare data among various locations or parameters. But the piece that we're going to look at right now is if you want to actually drill down into the specific data and start working with the raw data, you can do that here from this website. So when you go to Great Lakes Monitoring.org, this is the screen you will see, and you click here on Launch. And I really encourage you, if you're going to explore this tool, to even take just 15 minutes to take a look at the different ways this tool can be used. Over here, we have Explore Sources, and as I'd mentioned, there are multiple sources that are all sort of folded into this one website. So we've got information and data from the Water Quality Portal, we have information from the EPA here, and so it's a really good place for that. If you click on Explore Trends, that's where you end up pulling up the visual aid that we used earlier for phosphorus. But let's move right into pulling up data and getting it downloaded to your computer so then you can work with it and build up a story map from the data. So you go here to Search and click on that. And then as you can see, all the yellow dots here on the map, those are all different areas where data is being pulled from. And let's say that we want to take a look at what's going on in Lake Superior. It gives you a really nice sorting option here. You can click on Lake Superior and you see that the map on the right changes and it highlights Lake Superior. Since we're talking about nutrient loading into our lakes and we're focusing on phosphorus because we know that phosphorus is a limiting nutrient here in Lake Superior, we can go down to Parameters and you can find Total Phosphorus. You see how these are all kind of light blue? That means that all of that sort of data is available for the selections that we've made to this point. Now take a look over on the right-hand side of the screen. Right now we've got a lot of parameters up. Now if you click on Total Phosphorus, all of those go away and we've focused in specifically on Total Phosphorus. I would like to limit my search just a little bit more, so I'm going down to dates. And let's say that I really only want to work with the last 5 years worth of data. I can move here until I get to 2009. And then we've selected right here, January 1st, 2009 to December 31st, 2014. Moving back up to the map, you can now see that these circles have changed color, indicating that that's where the data is coming from. If you like this search, but you don't want to select all these options every single time, you can come down here to Permalink and click on it. And you get a great big link that you can copy and paste. I'm just going to close out of that for right now. And what you really want to do here then is download this information as a CSV file, which then you can use in Microsoft Excel. I'll click it now and see if we can get that data to download. But while we're looking at that, we will move into our already loaded Excel file. Sorry, we have to get back to it right there. And this is the data that will come out of that website. I've highlighted 2 or 3 here for you to take a look at. These would be the bare bones pieces that you might need to start creating a map. We've got longitude and latitude, and then we've also got total phosphorus. And so this is a really great way to start working with that raw data. And we're going to have some resources to share on that in a Word document after this, in a couple of days after the webinar.
One more. I want to just add one more thing. This is Cindy again. Is just like you could easily download that CSV file into Microsoft Excel, you can also pull it right into ArcGIS, and I think David will be showing us that shortly, hopefully. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I don't know if you mentioned this, Marty, but the tool, GreatLakesMonitoring.org, is actually bringing in data from a really wide number of federal and state and other resources. So it's a good amalgamation of a lot of different sources of data. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is that there are a lot more really great resources for data, for other things that you will have access to from some of these help guides. So, for example, here's the National Estuarine Research Reserve, which would apply to Chesapeake area and Great Lakes, where you can get data. There's also, ArcGIS has this awesome thing where people can load different maps and pieces of data that they've accumulated and put together, online maps and different layers that can be incorporated into your projects, if you like.
Thank you.
One of the questions was, is the Excel file created automatically from the parameters you set on the map? And yes, it is. So it's really pretty straightforward. Well, you're basically downloading the CSV, but you can import it into Excel without much fuss. You just import it. It just goes in automatically, in fact. So, which data banks does it pull from?
It depends on the data that you're selecting. And so some of it comes from the EPA, some of it comes from USGS, and it really depends on what parameter you are selecting for. And it will tell you what the source is on that Excel spreadsheet. The CSV that goes right into Excel. The Excel sheet that I showed you, I did no manipulation to that other than to highlight those 3 boxes to sort of call out longitude, latitude, and the phosphorus levels. That sheet was imported like that to my computer when I clicked CSV download.